morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you oh so deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juice little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. Yes, they are, aren't they, my delicious little babies? Now then, so today, well, we have good news. So there is blue skies, there is sunshine, although it is not, it is not, sorry about that, bikini weather, okay, and it's rather chilly, okay, but other than that, you know, it's dry, okay, so ones really cannot complain at that. Okay, my delicious little babies. So baby, they're wanting, there we are, to give us a little bit of vitamin D. Okay. Now then, so it's around 12:30 in the afternoon in my old England. Okay. And I hope that the weather is super duper well wherever you are in the world. Okay. And that it's beautiful and delicious. And I hope that you're all super duper well and you're having a delicious time. Okay. Wherever you are in the world. Now then, so that doesn't mean no. So, again, I have another video today. That doesn't mean no. And there's something that I want to talk about, okay? There's not much in the way of videos, you know, that I'm looking at, because everything else seems to be dominated. Mind you, I will begin by saying I have heard this morning that somebody, let's just say, warp speed, that his daughter's having a little baby, okay? Expecting a little baby. I always say with any baby, God bless, that it is a blessing. However, I wonder whether she took anything. My delicious little babies, okay? So I'm just going to leave it like that. Let's just send, rewind and start again. Let's just send well wishes that mother and baby are well. Okay, my delicious little babies. Because I happened to see, forgot to tell you this, about a month and a half ago. And I happened to see her, you know, she was rather heavily pregnant. God bless her, you know, expecting. So I'm not saying this to her to offend any dear woman, dear lady out there who has experienced problems or anything. No, I am not. I'm just not like that at all. And anybody who knows me knows this, okay? I would never do that in a million years. My heart goes out to anybody, okay? But yes, and I give her a warning, you know, just to look after mother and baby, yourself and the baby. There we are. Okay, my delicious little babies. And I remember, because I was in a supermarket, and she just looked at me, you know, like, let's just say, totally, there we are, what's the word, oblivious to what I was saying. You know, it's almost like someone sort of, like that. Okay, my delicious little babies, you know, she looked to me like she'd either worked, you know, in some sort of office job or something like that now then. But I can only hope that she was, there we are, paying close attention to what I'd said. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, so let's have a talk today. So, okay, I need to begin. Where do I begin? Okay, Shirley Bassey, wasn't it? Okay, there's actually a film called, what was it, Love Story, and that song was played. Anyway, my delicious little babies, and anyway, I'm not saying that for any other reason. I'm just saying that, you know, it was a beautiful film to watch, you know what I mean? Anyway, and so, how do I put this now? I've got to find a way. Because when I very first started on my channel, okay, my delicious little babies, like, I used to get very, there we are, like, embarrassed. You know, that doesn't mean that. I used to get very embarrassed about talking about certain different topics and subjects. It's just, it used to embarrass me. And I feel that this may have been, if I look back, you know, I'm 51 now. If I look back, it was to when I was a wee young little bairn, child, you know, what some would call, you know, I say little bairn. And where this sort of subject, it was like it was, there we are, taboo. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody could talk about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you had to, you know, keep your, you know, uppers and everything. You know what I mean? Okay. And, you know, so, I mean, even with my dear dad, God bless him, and I will say that, I mean, whenever an advert used to come on the television, you know, that was the days when you could only, you know, you used to press in the, you know, to get a different channel, you know, 3 channels or 4 channels, you know, 3 channels, you know, 4 channels. Yeah, I remember it. I can still see our television now. Do you know what I mean? When you look at it, I mean, it's a far cry from what you see now. You know, they're flipping like a flipping colossal, aren't they? My delicious little babies, just so that they get, there we are, the message out to us out here. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And of course, you know, ones, God bless them, who may be, you know, again, we have to say, God bless them, maybe have not done their research and they just want to save up, or for others, maybe they've got their ka-ching, ching, ching, just to go out and just go and buy something that's colossal. And rather, there we are, I feel hideous in the room, but that's my own views, my delicious babies. I do not have a television. I got rid of mine, and it made my room feel a lot brighter and a lot, there we are, happier, okay? Nobody wants a dark box in the corner of the room. Anyway, so whenever the advert used to come on, you know, like with, you know, like the pads or, you know, Tampax, well, anything like that, my dad, God bless him, you know, he'd change a channel. He was just not very good at, you know, like I couldn't go to him to talk to him because simple things, he just wasn't really, how can we say it, up on that, do you know what I mean? So as a single father, God bless him, he just felt, there we are, very embarrassed, you know. I mean, as he got older, it was a different matter because, and especially when he met his, oh, God bless you, oh, may you rest in peace, my little lovely, you know, his second wife, you know, she opened his mind to other things, you know, so they would have talked about personal matters. But when we were growing up, me and my sister, okay, it was nothing like that. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so I couldn't talk to him, so I could talk to me beautiful, oh, how I love my beautiful little nanny and granddad. So I used to talk to me beautiful dear little nana, you know, I used to call her. You know, I used to do the, you know, before we got a fern installed in our home, I used to call her at the fern box, you know, just put 10 pence in, you know, but I used to call the operator, do you know what I mean? So that was usually free, okay? But I made the mistake a couple of times, put 10 pence in, you know what I mean? And, you know, but anyway, and then they said, just wait a minute, and then, you know, we'll see if whoever it is, will reverse the charges. And I said, well, it's my beautiful little nanny, so she will reverse the charge. And she used to reverse the charge, so they used to reverse the charge, and then she used to call me back in the phone box. So if I needed to talk to somebody, I had my beautiful dear little Nana Bear. Plus I had, you know, another dear lady. Oh, she was so beautiful. She had a little, God bless them, wee little bairns, little son and little daughter, you know, who I used to look after sometimes when I was looking after everybody else's little bairns when I was a little bairn myself, you know what I mean? But everybody used to say, can you look after Carla? Can you look after them all on the park or in the paddling pool or anything? Do you know what I mean? And of course, you know, but no, I would never ever change it. There we are. It was beautiful, beautiful times. I'm 51 now. Do you know what I mean? I'd never change it in a million years. And everybody used to have so much fun. And that's what I want to talk talk about. So, you know, you're probably wondering, well, what am I talking about? Well, you know, so I was blessed that I did have somebody to talk to, but maybe another dear who would be a woman now, God bless, maybe never had that, you know, that opportunity or that chance, you know, or somebody else's gift to be able to talk to themselves like I had. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Because it can be a little bit embarrassing, you know, when you're very young and you're going through, there we are, changes, you know what I mean? And you're not quite sure what's happening to your body, you know. So I've been through it, you know, the same as there we are millions of others. Do you see what I mean? But what I want to talk about is our mankind's body, okay? But like I said, if I go back to when I very first started my videos, I used to even get embarrassed, you know, wearing a certain top, you know, because for myself, and I thank, oh God bless, I do thank my beautiful little mama bear. Oh, I love you so, and I do thank me, you know, my dear mama bear, my dear dad, you know, my dear mama bear, dear dad. I mean, they are very beautiful. I mean, they're still my mama and papa bear, you know what I mean? But very sadly, my beautiful dear little mama bear passed away many years ago, okay? A lot of years ago, okay? Year before my beautiful eldest baby, because, you know, they're both so beautiful. I have two beautiful little daughters, you know? And, you know, she passed away a year before me eldest baby daughter was born, because that's a saying, isn't it? You know, when there's a passing, there's a birth. When there's a birth, there's a passing. Do you know what I mean? So, but yes, so I used to get embarrassed with everything, you know. Do you see what I mean? But anyway, I'm not anymore. Anyway, and over the months, everybody would have seen that. Who's very kind to listen to my channel, that doesn't mean, do you see what I mean? Anyway. So I want to talk about this now. When we look at our bodies, okay, I mean, I'm going to point something out as well, about 3 or 4 miles from where I live. Now, I remember many years ago, because I actually called them up, actually. I gave them a ring, 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 ring. And I said, you know, I said, could I do some readings, you know, in your bed and breakfast? And, you know, I said, you know, just like little taster readings. If anybody, there we are, was passing, do you know what I mean? So it was like £7.50 for 15 minutes, you know what I mean? I'm going back years ago now. So I'm probably going back, how many years? I'm probably going back about 12, 13 years ago. Anyway, so your boss man there now. So he said, yes, you know, you can come in, you know, such and such a morning. You know, it didn't take long. Anyway, so I did have some little clients come through. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I was always advertising myself, but for a lot of myself, it was, there we are, word of mouth, you know what I mean? So somebody would tell somebody else now, then, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, go back years ago, I was like, there we are, New Street Station, you know, coming and going, do you know what I mean, with the readings, okay? And then I'd do the healings, the hands-on with the hands, you know what I mean, while they were having their reading. Anyway, and but then somebody told me, when was it now? I think it's got to be about 6 months ago. And then somebody else told me, it's got to be just over a year ago. Said, oh, have you heard of this place? I said, yes. I said, it's a bed and breakfast. I said, it's for working men. So it's very, it's what we call, it's only a figure of speech, my delicious babies. It's what you call spit and sawdust. So in other words, it's very clean, very tidy. I've seen the rooms myself because I knew somebody who went to do cleaning there, and she was exceptionally, honestly, no joke. You could eat your meal, there we are, off her floor, no joke, right? And I happened to have a little look in the rooms, spotless. Absolutely, there we are, spotless, right? But it was mainly for workmen, Do you know what I mean? Who used to be working Monday to Friday, say if they're out of Birmingham, then they, so maybe that doesn't mean, maybe their companies would pay for them to have a cheap bed and breakfast, do you know what I mean? Just so that they could get the jobs done, if you follow me. My delicious little babies, everything from water to bricklaying to, is it Wi-Fi, or, anything really. I suppose, for ones who do not drive anyway. And I suppose that was just a little add-on. Anyway, my delicious little babies, and so I knew, exactly. So anyway, anyway, like I just said to you. So who told me? Said, no. Said a few doors up, sorry. Said, it's a naturist place. I went, pardon? I never knew. My delicious babies, but no. So you've got the bed and breakfast there, then a few doors up, you've got this naturist place. Now, what happens is they go in, right, apparently, from what I've been told. So they go in, and some are husband and wives. Me personally, I just feel that's, fan dabby Dursey. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not being unfaithful to each other. They're not being untrue to one another. Do you understand what I mean? So they're doing it as an experience. Together. Okay? So, yes, they can walk around naked. And who told me, for the one couple, they're very happy, to go around naked, God bless them. And then apparently they charge, I think you got 4 different masseurs. So so you can have a massage for 14 squids. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. But I said, well, it's got to cost, more than that. Because nobody's, no outlet or company is going to let you just go into somewhere and just pay 14 quid and walk around in your birthday suit all day. Do you understand what I mean? They've got to be ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching somewhere else. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, my point to this video is that if you really look at it, now I've talked about Neanderthals, I've talked about in different parts of Africa, in my videos over the months, especially my early months. And if you look, we wore very little as mankind. Do you see what I mean? We wasn't all of this shoes, and everything. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And and blouses, shirts, ties, pencil skirts. I used to wear the pencil skirts, there we are in my years. Do you know what I mean? With the high heels, I used to wear the pencil skirts and the tights and the hold-ups, But I used to always get me hold-ups and my tights and that from Marks and Sparks, because they're absolutely banging. They still are. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, but you could get the real lovely ones, like the shiny ones, But even then, they cost ka-ching, 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 a pretty penny. You know what I mean? But, that's how, when you used to go to work and everything in the office and everything, you know what I mean? But, we've all had to dress a certain way, and then you've got jumpers, thick jumpers, because of the weather in certain parts of the world, and then in other parts of the world, you hardly have to wear nothing at all. It's like when I used to go on holiday, and please do not get me wrong, my boyfriend, who I was with, sorry, excuse me, because there were only 2, who I went on holidays with, and one was with my beautiful little baby daughter's father, you know what I mean? But the other one was from when I was very young. But of course, they would never complain that I'm walking around in bikini bottoms and topless. There were no complaints at all about the little baby. So I'm not saying that in the wrong, do you know what I mean? But there was no complaints there. Do you see what I mean? And for many, many, many years, there was no complaints wherever I went on holiday. If you wanted to be topless, whether it's around the swimming pool or at the sea, no problem at all. then from what I've seen, and I said this many, many, many months ago, and I wanted to, there we are, and I wanted to bring it back up again. But when it come to, what was it, between 2005 and 2010, well, it started to change. Okay, that's from what, there we are, I can remember. It's like, oh, you know, you're not really allowed to go topless. And I said, you know what? I said, I've paid my, you know, change. Do you know what I mean? To come on holiday. And I said, so really, I said, if I want to lie here and get a suntan and get the majority of myself, you know, suntanned, there we are. So then that's what I'm going to be done doing. Do you see what I mean? So really, the ones in the hotels, let's just say, sorry, stumbling there, they couldn't say anything. Do you know what I mean? They never paid for my holiday. You know what I mean? They never paid for me to eat the food, to do anything. Do you see what I mean? So I rest my case. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay? So it's almost like they just did not want you to be free. They've been told, there we are, to say this. But I never took no notice. I've never, ever, ever, I can honestly say, whether it be Turkey, Egypt, Spain, anywhere, Cyprus, no. I never took no notice. I just did, there we are, what I wanted to do. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? I'm not going to be done listening to them. I mean, they haven't had to save up, you know, do 1 or 2 jobs, you know, and these holidays, my delicious little babies, God bless, are not flipping damn well cheap. I mean, the holiday that I took my beautiful baby daughters, the 3 of us went, okay, back in 2010 to Egypt. That was the second time for me in Egypt. I love Egypt anyway. Well, that cost me 4.5 grand for 17, there we are, 17 days. My delicious little babies, not including like some add-ons. So you're probably talking, there we are, near enough 5 grand for 17 days, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? That's for the hotel. That's for everything. And then say if you wanted to go out or you wanted like a little excursion, whatever you wanted to do, plus all the little knicky-knacks that the little babies want. Plus, in 2010, when I was in Egypt, it was flipping dire. I'm not talking about the holiday itself, but I lost half a stone because the whole of the hotel, and it wasn't just that, you went into the town and they were all telling you, I mean, you're talking, we was in a 4-star hotel, 5-star hotels, everybody was coming down with the runs, with a real bad sickness. One dear lady in our hotel, she nearly passed away. My delicious baby, she had to be put on a drip. She was in a terrible state. Okay, my delicious babies. I remember that same time actually when I was told it was round by the swimming pool. Me and blood just do not get on, my delicious babies. I know I've got it running through my veins, but let me tell you, oh gosh, if I see it, I'm really squeamish. Okay, my delicious babies. Oh my life. He slipped, this poor man. He slipped and flipping fell by the swimming pool, cracked his head straight up, and oh my dear giddy God, I mean, somebody had ran up to, I mean, I knew that if nobody else was there, I would have gone, even though it reminds me of, you know, like that series, anybody in England will know this one, yeah, Doc Martin, okay, where he had this thing about blood. I'm the same, my delicious little babies, don't get me wrong, like I just said, we all have it to keep us alive, but God bless, but oh my life, no. I couldn't even, I mean, you know, just to check he was all right, but I couldn't, I just couldn't cope with it. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, it's just something that I just cannot cope with. Anyway, my delicious little baby, so went through all that in 2010, and that was all, there we are, over Egypt. So everybody was like scared to eat the food. There were, yeah, I mean, me, for what I lived on, I just do not know. I mean, I lived on fruit, I lived on natural yogurts. I mean, I still love my coffee. Do you understand what I mean? And I was still having my egg and cheese omelette. But I was only eating what I could eat. Do you know what I mean? I was scared to eat anything. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. And I was just sinking water like it's nobody's flipping business. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, I still came home. I even bought medication there. I bought medication. Somebody else in the hotel who was going home, they give me their medication. these tablets to try and stop what was happening, and it just couldn't stop it. So I just couldn't control. I just had to constantly run to the toilet. I used to say to somebody, whoever was around the pool or whatever, or even, like when I had a decent day, I could go to the beach. Do you understand what I mean? But I tell you what, and you had to have a toilet near to you. But the thing was, is that what happened with myself? I said, could you please hold on to my key? Do you know what I mean? Could you please watch my little baby? Because I knew it was safe. I met a beautiful, from Newcastle, the most beautiful dear little couple and their dear little son. And we got to know each other. And I said, and they said, oh gosh, they said, Carly, you're going. I said, I cannot control it. I mean, I went through toilet roll like nobody's business. I went through these toilet wipes like nobody's business. Honestly, like to clean yourself after and everything, you know what I mean? And then give it about, half an hour. Sorry, excuse me. Give it about half an hour. I'm flipping straight back again, do you know what I mean? And it was like that for days on my holiday. And then I had to go to your friendly flipping quack quack. You know what I mean? Anyway, he never did anything for me. All he said was, he said, well, let's just see if your body adjusts, to England now. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. But yeah, I lost half a stone back in 2010. Do you know what I mean? I felt like I needed another effing holiday. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? But it was happening all over Egypt. All over Egypt. Okay. Like I just said, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. All the hotels, bed and breakfast, everything. It was happening everywhere. So whatever somebody had done, you know what I mean? They clearly poisoned, there we are, some sort of system. Do you see what I mean? And it affected many. And that meant swimming pools, everything. Ones were getting ear infections. Had the same in Cyprus, in Paphos. I caught an ear infection there. So again, back to your friendly quack quack. I then had to syringe my ear. Okay, well, how much did that cost me? That cost me 27 quid. Cost me in Egypt 50 quid for the medication, plus the other medication I was given. You know what I mean? Then in Paphos, cost me 27 quid. And then that was to have my ear syringed. And then from then on in, if I went to a water park, if I went to the sea, if I went to in the swimming pool, I used to have to put cotton wool in my ears. Well, I still have to do it now. Like, say if I've had a shower, okay, because my dad suffers with sensitive ears, and it seems to have gone on to myself. So, and I'm always really funny about my ears. I do not mean funny, ha ha. Do you understand what I mean? But when I come out the shower, if I'm going out, I'll put cotton wool in my ears just in case, because of the water going in, we washing my hair and everything. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Because I'm very, my ears are very sensitive to that. Do you see what I mean? Okay. And I don't want to end up in your quack quacks. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little baby? So I do my best to protect my ears, do you say? I'm all right after a time. I can take the cotton wool out, but it's just initially, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I had to spend the rest of the holiday on flipping Paphos with flipping cotton wool in my ears. Do you know what I mean? Just to protect my ears. Do you say? Okay? And that's because, the water in the swimming pools, and the same happened in Egypt in 2010. It wasn't like that in 2005. But the water, there was something wrong, and it was too hot. And there was too much, what do they call it, chloride. There was too much of that in it as well. It was, I tell you what, it was like being in a sauna. Do you know what I mean? When you got out, you felt grateful, even though it's 50, to flipping get out. Do you see what I mean, my delicious baby? Sorry, I'm stumbling again. And I did explain this. I did, to birth in different countries. I said, there's something wrong with the water. There we are, with the water. I said that. And they said, no. I said, no, there's something wrong. I said, everybody's coming downhill. Do you see what I mean? Okay? But anyway, and even ones who never went in the water were still coming downhill. Anyway, let me get back to this now then. So yeah, so there's that naturist place. I never knew. You know what I might do? I might go and take a look up there one day. Do you know what I mean? Just to be sociable. Do you know what I mean? And just say, oh, can I just have a little look around? Because me personally, you know, I know that some like to be naturist. No problem with that. You know what I mean? I've met, there we are, many, and they actually go to places. There's even places in Portugal as well. Anyway, there's places everywhere, but Portugal, this for some, seem to be rather partial to, you know, like the, what do they call them? The naturist beaches, you know, where you can go naked, you know. And I just feel that we have been made to, you know, like, shall we just say, like, cover our bodies up and do everything. That's the point to what I was saying, my delicious little babies. It's just, I've just flipping rambled on a bit, but my point is that really we should be free. You know, we were born, there we are, we were born free. Do you see what I mean? Okay, I mean, when we come out of our beautiful little mama bear's womb, I mean, well, we were in our birthday suit, wasn't we, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? And then, of course, you come into the world, and then, you know, then you got loads of flipping baby clothes shoved on you know, baby grows, you know what I mean, to cover you from here to there. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? Then, of course, they make flipping tiny little shoes, you know what I mean? Then you put the shoes on, you put the socks on, you put... Do you know what I'm saying to you? You put the tarts on, you put everything on. You know, when in reality, if you really look at it, you know, it's like, how can I put this now? It's like a beach, you know, all sterns, different sizes, but all looks the same. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So, so at the end of the day, you know, the fact of the matter is that yes, I mean, we are all, you know, in our life. It's all right, my beautiful little Ruby Tuesday. She's having a dream at the moment. You all right, my little baby? You all right? She's having a little dream at the moment. You know, when you see our beautiful, oh, you all right, little baby? Oh, she's all right. You're all right, aren't you? Mommy loves you, baby. Anyway, sorry, my delicious little babies. Anyway, sometimes she has a dream. You know, our beautiful little babies who we call our sons and daughters. And sometimes they have a dream, don't they? Sometimes you see them, you know, where they're sort of galloping. You know what I mean? My delicious little babies. So they're going, you know what I mean? Just to keep going. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, yeah, because that's a horse, isn't it? But it still happens with our beautiful little babies. Anyway, so yeah, so I just feel that, you know, that this is how we've been made. You know, and then, of course, what comes in, you know, when, let's just say there's a call for it. You know what I mean? And maybe some see a good line in it. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies, you know. And then you've got skirts and jumpers and T-shirts and everything. But it's all, there we are, to cover us up. But if you really look at us, my delicious little babies, yes, we are all different shapes and sizes. Of course we are. There we are, because each and every one of us are unique. But really, we should love our bodies. We should love, but over the decades, it's like we've been taught not to. And of course, if you look at, yeah, that's something else I want to say, that's on my model. If you go back decades ago, right, you know, like on the top shelf in the magazine shops, they were in the sweet shops actually, weren't they? And on the top shelf, there used to be, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like you could only look at that as being naked. I'm only being honest, my delicious little babies. I wanted, there we are, to have this conversation today, not for any other reason. There's a point, there we are, that I'm trying to make here. That like, oh, you know, if you want to see somebody naked, well, you know, go and buy, you know, like, what do they call it, a noddy magazine or something. Do you know what I mean? Because as we know, it's ka-ching, 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 big business, my delicious. There we are, little babies, do you say? Okay? So can you see how they've done it? That's the point, there we are, that I'm saying. Do you see what I mean? But if we look at our bodies, well, it's all natural. You know what I mean? See, you know, women have a natural, you know, they're all different shapes and sizes, and they have a, natural lower part, and I suppose that's all different shapes and sizes, I should imagine. And then you've got men where it's all, there we are, different shapes and sizes. So really, well, if we really look at it, what is, there we are, the big thing about this? Because it's just another part of the body, isn't it? It's all part of our bodies, isn't it, my delicious little babies? That's the point that I'm making. Like when I said not long after I started on my videos, and I was talking about when I was in jewellery for nearly 10 years, and then I met a dear gentleman. Oh, God bless him. Of course, not with anybody, not in that way, not in that way. Oh, this lovely dear gentleman. He refused to wear shoes and socks or sandals. He refused to wear anything. And by the way, I've heard for decades. I don't know why I've never said this before, Mad. You see, it's just reminding me. For decades, you know, I do not know, I'll repeat it again why I haven't said it before. But they always used to say, you know, never trust, there we are, your man there with sandals. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Maybe flip-flops, yes, but not sandals. No. Okay, that's just an old-fashioned saying. There we are from decades ago. But no, this dear gentleman, no. And I had some conversations with him, God bless him, and he refused. He just wanted his feet to be firmly on the ground. He just wanted to be grounded. Do you see what I mean? He used to always carry a bag on his shoulder, you know, because he used to wheel and deal with the gold and everything, and silver, yes, mainly gold. There we are, but a wonderful dear gentleman, not in that way, not in that way, a wonderful dear gentleman. But for the ones who I knew when we were in jewellery, no, they were suited and booted up to the nines, you know, like I say, Cartier, Rolex, you know, just to name a couple. Sorry, I'm stumbling again on that. There's lots of different makes anyway. And, you know, and, you know, with the rings, with everything, you know, necklaces, everything, suited and booted, boss suits, everything, do you see what I mean? Flash cars. But your dear gentleman there now was nothing like that. Do you know what I mean? So I should imagine that probably when he got home, he probably preferred to be out of his clothes, out of everything, and just, you know, it's like if you look at some in the world, you know, I mean, flip me, this has been going on decades, you know, but there's many, rather than buy pyjamas, gym jams or nighties or lingerie, you know, they'd rather just sleep in their birthday suit, you know what I mean? They just feel better sleeping that way, do you see what I mean? So what I'm saying is, what's the point before I leave my video? We've come away from all of this. You know, that our bodies are taboo. You know, you can only do what you do. But of course, they're very, you know, with the cleverness, yes, where to get the bikinis, you know, to do, because it sells, doesn't it? So say, for example, if a woman's wearing a nice bikini, okay, you go on a beach, 9 times out of 10, somebody will say, where'd you get that from? Do you know what I mean? Next thing you know, ching, 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 then they flipping by it. Can you say? So this is what happens. It's like had a ripple effect. Do you see what it was? Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. But no, I just feel that we should not be ashamed of what we look like. But like I said, I mean, maybe what I had when I was young, but when I was little, as a wee young little bairn, you would quite often see me with no shoes on, no socks on, jumping in paddling pools, massive, colossal paddling pool that our lovely little Parky used to put the fire hose, you know, with the water to fill it up. Used to take a morning to fill it up, do you know what I mean? Just getting ready for us all to jump in, do you know what I mean? But yes, you know, climbing trees, doing everything, just with no shoes on, no socks on, just being free. And that's the point that I wanted to make, my delicious babies. I'm not going to ramble on no more because I just don't want to make my video too, you know, longy. But what I'm saying to you is that can you see how far away there we have come? Do you say? And where you know, you feel embarrassed, do you know what I mean? And maybe that's how I brought up, you know, when I was brought up, sorry, stumbling again, you know, that I was brought up maybe to be a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit prudish, you know, in my earlier years. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, but then, you know, as you learn new things and you get to know other things, you see that it's all natural. Do you see what I mean? Okay, I mean, please do not get me wrong. I mean, not even in my home do I walk around nude. I certainly do not know. Okay, mind you, I suppose if I had me Mr. Wonderful, do you know, I'd have no problem walking around nude. My delicious babies, I'd do that 24/7. Do you know what I mean? My delicious babies, no problem at all. Okay, I just want to leave on a good note, a little laugh. You know what I mean? Anyway, so wherever you are in the world, thank you so very much for listening. Okay, thank you to anybody for even viewing my video. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to make a point on a serious note where they've taken us from our natural into something, there we are, that is unnatural, squeezing your feet into these stilettos and doing all these things. Now, do you understand what I mean? Yes, doing all of these horrible, I feel, things. I mean, I do not wear stilettos anymore. It's been years ago since I've wore stilettos. I've wear a beautiful pair, you know, the heel was like that, beautiful shoes. You know what I mean? My delicious little babies. But yeah, I mean, I used to wear them years ago. Of course I did. You know what I mean? But, and usually my legs were tanned and everything, you know what I mean? But of course, you know, when you're in an office, you know, you wear your skirts and your high heels and hold-ups or tarts, you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. But no, I prefer comfort now. And it's not me, you know, acting like an old Fergie, what would, you know, figure of speech, what they'd say. No, it isn't. It's just that I want my feet to breathe. I do not want them to be squeezed up to look like, you know what I mean? Like they're severely, there we are, diseased. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because, well, it is a form of disease, isn't it, when you keep squeezing your shoes into, your feet into shoes, sorry, that are really not meant to be that way. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Do you see? Okay? And that's all I wanted to say, so thank you. And God bless you. But, you know, I just wanted to talk about this today, and I feel that there we are, it needs talking about. You know, we need to be more natural. We need to be more, do you understand what I mean? And to come away from all of this material, this is what they've been doing. My delicious little babies, do you see? And some are that addicted to it. You know, that for some, they will not even eat. Sorry, you know, again, stumbling. They'd rather go and buy that new pair of shoes or that new suit or that new jacket or that new pair of trousers or skirt, you know, rather than putting, there we are, damn well food in the cupboards now then. Do you see what I mean? And I've known there we are plenty who've done that over the years, my delicious little babies, do you say? It's like, I've got to buy this, I've got to buy that. And for others, it's furniture. For everything, others, it's ornaments, whatever it may be. For others, it's larger items like your brum brum wheels, cars. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, so that's all I wanted to say. So sending each and every one of you peace, love, harmony and bright blessings. May your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected, okay? And I hope that wherever you are in the world, again, you know, please, you know, wishing you a beautiful morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. You only get one life, okay, my delicious little babies? But yes, that's all I wanted to really say, really. And just one last thing, seems that Germany now is trying to rake in what they can. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it like that, my delicious little babies. So until my next video, thank you so very much once again for, you know, any views, any likes, and you know, with my readings, any comments, thank you, you know, and with my videos, God bless you. It's so much appreciated, and so much love and blessings to you all. Thank you. Love ya. Goodbye.